Hi everybody, that's Allie.
And that is Dash,
Welcome to our playdate.
where we choose a game, sometimes make up our own rules, and play for a while.
Enjoy listening and playing along.
Or don't. We can't hear you. It's a podcast.
I like it rings a bell.
I like it too. I'm obsessed with this little bell.
Yeah. Like, what other game comes? Like, I've seen games with buzzers. I've seen games with, like, not a bell.
I know, this is very fun.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm into this bell. It doesn't come with a timer, though.
Yeah. I feel like, I guess everybody has a timer on their phone.
No game from Five Below is.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, it was a Five Below game.
This is a Five Below.
Okay. Got it. I should have known. It looks like it's got the box of a Five Below.
It really does.
Yeah. They have so many games there.
They do. I have to hold myself back every time. But yeah, they have so many. Like, you could
So many games.
go to Five Below and buy like 4 games and have a super fun game night for $20.
Yes.
Or $30 if you were a snack.
Right. And they have tons of seats.
That's
They're huge. Like, stuff you don't find anywhere else. Sorry, we just took the in the commercial for fun.
Which I'm
Yes.
like, if you're into old school candies, or if there's a Five Below near you, why don't we do a commercial? I don't know.
They don't pay us.
Hey, little guy, we're gonna stop our Five Below commercial. You know we love Five Below.
Yep.
To play a game that we got at Five Below from Solid Roots Games, and it's called 1 Minute Rant.
Yeah, and this is cool because it's as we were reading the rules to it, we're like, this is an improv game. This is an improv warm-up where you get a subject and you have to rant about it for a minute. And that's supposed to get you sort of out of your head and like thinking about things and, just sort of letting you loose at the end of the day.
Right. And rant can be against or for, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Either one, yeah.
So we rant for 1 minute. In theory, you're not supposed to repeat, or hesitate, or deviate. So no no ands, no repeating.
Okay.
If you do that for 1 minute, then you get to keep the card.
Got it.
And whoever gets to 3 cards win. But I think after you rant, we should dissect the finer point.
Okay. I agree. All right. This is going to be tough. I'm going to have to bring back all the knowledge from my beat class.
Yeah, right?
I'd rather be smart than hot.
All right.
Ooh.
Ready?
Okay. Ready. I would rather be smart than hot. And not only do I agree with this, I live this. This is my life. I have never once in my 40 years of age, 41 years of age, been hot. Ever. So I've had to be smart. And this is sort of like in the movie Rocky. Rocky. It says, my dad said I didn't have a good body, so I needed to have a good brain. And he said, that's funny because my parents said the other way around. I didn't have a good brain, so I needed to build up my body. And that's sort of what this is. It's like, to be smart, being a smart person means that being hot is not a be-all, end-all. But I feel like hot people don't understand what an advantage it is to be hot, and I could just be me speculating.
You did repeat a couple of times.
Yeah, and I did the alarm twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I would rather be smart than hot.
Yeah. You got lucky. You're doing both.
No, it's fine. Because hot people, and I'm going to say this, there are hot people that I know. I don't want to talk to them. I don't
want to look at them from a distance.
You just want to look at you from a distance, and that's it. That's your contribution, and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But the second I speak to you, I am immediately just like, no. Yeah. Smart people, you can have a conversation with. Being smart is, how about?
Okay. Yeah, being smart is
being smart is.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, they didn't really specify. Like I said, I'd rather be smart than hot, but you could be both.
You can be both.
And you could be, and being smart is hot. So there's no reason why you couldn't be smart and hot.
Here we go.
Or smart from being hot.
Already undermining your own argument.
I am. I'm sorry.
Not going well.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's just do 3 cards.
Yeah.
But you did hesitate. And you did.
And I did.
Or sorry, you did repeat and you did it. Okay.
What did I repeat?
You said, well, you were doing it for the comp.
Okay.
Like the film Rocky. Oh, we're going to fit in the great classic Rocky.
You spit take. I can't. What? Okay. Ready, Allie?
Okay. Listening to a book and reading a book are not the same thing.
Ooh.
So listening to a book and reading a book are not the same thing. They are both reading, however. And the reason that I say this is because there are certain books that I have tried to listen to and I can't get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Too many names. I need to look at a family tree. I need to go and look at pages that was said before. It's not going to work out. And there are other books that I have tried to read where people said, no, actually, you should listen to it.
Yeah.
I love listening to memoirs that are read by the person who wrote them.
Mm.
So like Tina Fey's memoir, Steve Martin's memoir, comedians. I think the comedy comes through a lot better in an audiobook version.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was also just having a conversation with somebody last weekend, and I was like, I have never read Interview with a Vamp. I've tried to read it. I've never read it. And this person said to me, listen to it. Because when you listen to it, the sarcasm comes through. You get these different voices. So I bought it on my Audible platform. And I'm going to listen to Interview with Vampire. Not bad. Conclusion.
You didn't.
Very good.
Yeah, with eating, I think you get a more solid example. It's almost like you're an English teacher and you're used to doing it.
Right? Yeah, I mean, this is interesting though. They're literally not the same thing. The articles read.
Yeah. I'm saying consuming instead of reading, because to me, reading is the physical act of actually reading it, where listening to it is listening to it.
Sure.
But they're not the same thing, but you're still equally consuming the content. Yeah. And I totally agree with you. Like, I tried reading Iron Flame and it was just so much easier for me to listen to it.
Yeah. Well, I tried listening to a book about the Romanovs.
Okay.
Everybody was named Nicholas. I did not know who was who. I was like, well, this is like 100 years of history. I need a family tree. Like, I need a chart. Like, I need a footnote. I need something that you're not giving.
That's exactly what happened with Game of Thrones.
It's too much.
Yep.
It is too much.
Yep. With Game of Thrones,
the memoirs I'll highly recommend.
A little other person in Game of Thrones is named John.
Yeah.
People only like 5 families.
So, okay, if it's a historical book, people were named what they were.
Yes.
But people who are writing books, you could pick any names in the universe. Why do all the characters have the same letter? Why are we doing that? What are we doing? Why is every kid in actor in Game of Thrones, Jeremy, John, Jordan, Jeff?
Yeah.
That is Pop.
Yes, I remember Jeff from Game of Thrones.
That's Jeff. Yeah. Hey, so did you guys know?
We are being visited by Jeff.
Jeff. It's the world of for Jeff. But Jeff has requested the following at this arrival feast.
I am thinking about it to Jeff.
Jeff.
I don't know why that's so funny.
I'm curious, how old is the name Jeff?
Yeah, I'm Jeffrey.
It's got to be like
Actually,
Geoffrey Chaucer.
Well, but in Game of Thrones, isn't Joffrey? I think everybody hated. That would have been Jeff. Yeah. Nobody called him Jeff or Joff. They call him Joffrey.
Which at the time,
the name is Jeffrey. It's this new shortened to Jeff.
I mean, Geoffrey Chaucer. He was writing back in the 14 something. I think. And Jeff's been around a while. Jeffrey has been around a while.
Jeffrey's what it was. I feel like Jeff is a more common. I just think of What We Do in the Shadows, where she's like, Jay. She can't remember it. Jay. Yeah. Queso is just delicious cheese soup. Change my mind.
Ooh, all right.
So I'm against this. So I'm going to be against it. Queso is not delicious cheese soup because you can't eat it by itself. I can have a cheese soup by itself. It is more delicious if you dip some bread into it. But queso, it's so much thicker, so much denser in calories, so devoid of any sort of stuff. Like cheese soup has other ingredients in it. They might have broccoli, it might have some potatoes, but queso is just melted cheese. You put that in a burrito or dip your burrito into it. You put that on a taco and damn it, now I really want tacos. But queso itself, like nobody can get a barrel of queso and just spoon into the queso and eat the queso. Well, that's you do. No judgment. I'm not going to yuck your yum. But why? It's so much.
One, there was a deviation.
Yes.
Wanting tacos.
Yeah.
Valid and fair. And two, you do that, son. Let's go. I usually very thin queso. I think very thin queso. Second of all, I feel like it's not socially acceptable to just stick your spoon in there and go for it. But I would. Like if I was by myself, I would. I ran out of chips, but there was like just a little bit of queso left. I would just go for it.
Huh. We're putting this to the test next time we stop anywhere with queso. I want us to
Because I just said
when you're alone.
Yeah, it's like not so.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's a shame eat because you know if you're out at a restaurant, right, and there's like that little bit of queso, you're gonna either let somebody else have it, right, because you're being polite, or you're gonna scrounge up the chip crumbs,
right,
and do like a chip crumb swipe situation,
right.
Maybe you involve
any example you're giving me though is not of eating it like a soup.
Because I'm describing a scenario in which you are out.
Okay.
But if I was by myself, I just get in there with a spoon. I just go with my finger and just go for it. I'm here. Listen, however you consume queso, that's your business. That was your business. That was your business. Look, and I don't believe it. Or I fully support you just eating queso.
But we're not talking about personal preference. We're talking about is queso just delicious cheese soup?
Yes.
I disagree because I don't feel it meets the qualifications of a soup.
You have not changed my mind.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. We did it. That's all that matters. I don't have to change your mind. I just did it. Middle Glasses. Answer the question in our comments below. Is queso a delicious cheese soup or is queso an entirely different thing?
And also, what is fondue?
Fondue is definitely not cheese soup. Its entire purpose is to dip things into. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I
know which way you're going.
I'm going to argue what's on the card, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, ready?
In-store shopping is better than online shopping for the following reason. One, you can go into a fitting room with a ton of stuff and just try it on in privacy, and you're done. You either buy it or you don't buy it. Two, if you're out at a spot where there's a lot of different places to shop, you can shop around and be like, oh, I like the black pants here, and I like the black dress there, whatever. And then if you find something you like more, you can always put the first thing on hold. And then if you really want it by the end of the day, if that's the black pants that you want, you can go back and get it. Or if you find other ones, you don't have to feel bad because they're there and then they will go to somebody else the next day. I have a lot of trouble making sure that things fit me. So trying stuff on is sometimes really necessary. Also, I have my insulin pump that I have to deal with. So I have to try to figure out how to like finagle putting that in the clothes or where I'm going to tuck it or how I'm going to attach it so that you can't really do if you're just looking at something online. But I do not want to shop in a store.
Okay.
I don't ever.
You're personally glad because you don't ever want to shop in a store.
Unless I'm buying jeans, I sort of have to because jeans never fit.
You don't do the neck thing? The Cuban neck thing?
That's a man thing. That's not a thing. Women don't do that.
Okay.
No, we don't do that. Jeans are, you have to like go to the place and try them on, or you have to go online and buy a pair of jeans that you've already bought that you know fit.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not into in-store shopping anymore.
Yeah, I'm just not like at the post-pandemic. I'm just
And it was just clothes shopping. I didn't
Right.
well, I will say in-store grocery shopping, it kind of
yes.
So it was in the early days of the pandemic, I was doing like Instacart, and I just found it to be way more frustrating.
Yeah.
And you also
At the mercy of somebody else picking like your vegetables and stuff. Like you don't know how hard they squeeze.
not only that, but with me, like I buy certain products and I request certain products because I know the carb count in those products. So if you're just like, if the bread that I wanted isn't there,
Right.
you can't just pick another bread. In my case,
Right. Yeah.
if it's a new product, I have to be able to see the nutrition label to decide if I want to buy it, shit like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
oh, that happened to me grocery shopping. I have to, unless it's a bunch of stuff I've already been before, I kind of have to in-store grocery shop.
Yeah. I was trying to either like just to save time. I would be like, hey, I need these things.
Right.
I'll pick it up at the store, right? But then it would be stuff like there's certain aftershaves that I get that coincides with the scent signature of all my other
Yeah.
items, right? So like, if you don't have it, you can't just replace it with like spearmint or whatever.
Yeah.
Still in product, same size, with a different scent signature.
Depending on the app you use, you can tell them to replace it or forget it,
Right.
which usually I'm just like, if it's not there, forget it. If it's not there, forget it. If it's not there, forget it. But yeah, clothes shopping, I just would rather never do it or go to a vintage shop.
Yeah.
And grocery shopping, yeah, I kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
What do y'all prefer?
Yeah. What do you prefer? Is in-store shopping better than online shopping? Do you agree? Disagree?
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. All right. This is my last one.
Your last one. Make a count, Dash.
It's okay to just watch the movie. You're not better than me for reading the book.
I love this book. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Can we also add watch the movie or TV show?
Or TV show. Okay.
Let's add that. We're changing the game. It's our podcast. We can change the game. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right, so it is okay to just watch the movie because they are both art forms. The book is an art form. The movie or TV show is an art form. And it's okay to just consume the one art form and appreciate it for what it is. I am a film student. So when I watch a film, I'm not just appreciating the story that's behind it that they got from the book. I'm not just appreciating the plot that came from the book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also appreciating the director's vision and how to bring certain things to life. One of the differences that we have in movies and books is that in books, you have a lot of internal monologue and narration, whereas in movies, you don't typically have that unless you're dead. Then you do. But otherwise, you don't typically have narration. You don't typically have any sort of internal monologue. But you have to rely on the director's vision of how they're going to show that internal monologue, that internal.
And the app.
Those are things that you don't get from the book that you get in the movie and vice versa.
Also, and I think I saw this on social media yesterday, but like there are some books that are just not as good as a movie.
Not at all. Yeah.
Forrest Gump is my go-to example. Forrest Gump, the book.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Don't read it.
Yep.
It's by a guy named Winston Grilled. I read both the first one and the second one. There's a sequel. No, it's not a bad book.
Yeah.
It's not a bad book at all. It's entertaining. But compared to the movie,
right.
The movie to me is like, sorry, this is how much I love Forrest Gump. The movie to me is so much more meaningful. It's so much more impactful. It's so much more beautiful. Same thing with Shawshank Redemption. The short feels fine, but the movie is mind-blowing. Why are you laughing?
Because it's fascinating to me that you brought up Shawshank Redemption as an example, because what I was about to say is I was trying to go through examples in my mind of movies that ended up being better than the book. And every single example I could think of, so there's Stephen King.
It, I heard also.
It was a better movie than it was a book.
Watched it, but I heard that the scene in the book that made me stop reading Stephen King is not the movie, which means
it's better. The ending of The Mist, the movie is much more heartbreaking and dramatic than the book.
The Stand too, actually. Not the movie. I saw the TV miniseries of The Stand, and it was.
Yeah.
And I read the book, and it was not quite the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven.
No, he likes good stories. I feel like it's just the endings that may need a little bit of help. But
Yeah, Green Mile, I think book and movie were pretty equal.
yeah. Stand By Me. Did you ever read the book?
No, I never read the book.
Okay.
Ours saw the movie fully.
Okay. All right. But yeah, like every example I thought of in my head was CMG, which is so fascinating. Those are the first examples that I came up with. The Meg was probably also a bad movie just because it was ridiculous and basic.
Was it a book?
Yeah, I think so. I think the original one is called The Reef or The Trent.
Okay.
Then that became The Meg, and then the second movie was The Meg, The Trent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Funny.
And those are my guilty pleasure movies because they're so dumb, but they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just a dumb movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're totally right. It's like audio and book versus book. It's different. They're different things. You can't hold one to the standard of the other because they're different. Okay. And last rant. Snakes make better pets than dogs. And this is going to be rough.
Yeah, it's really tough. Ready? And go.
Snakes make better pets than dogs for the following reason. You don't have to shift your lifestyle that much when you have a pet snake, right? If you get a pet dog, you have to wake up at a certain time in the morning. You have to walk the dog. You have to come home from work at a certain point, maybe midday or in the afternoon. Again, walk the dog. Mm-hmm. Usually you have to go out at night, again, to walk the dog, right? So you're adding these things into your life that you wouldn't have been doing otherwise. You don't have to walk a pet snake.
You can if you want to. But
you can if you want. You can let it, split out around your house. That's your business. But you don't have to, take a snake out and, let it roam around your house. Yep. Also, snakes feel really cool. Yeah. Like, if you're allergic to dogs, you're not going to get allergic to a snake.
No.
You can still pet it.
Yeah.
They can still show affection.
They can, yeah.
They're really cool because they're just fully made of muscle.
Yeah.
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 But I would rather have a dog 1,000 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I would rather have a dog 1,000 times. But I think a snake would be a pretty cool pet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get ready to just
like a little one. I would a big, huge,
like an anaconda. Right?
Yeah, like a little snake. Maybe eat some crickets.
Yeah.
Comes out, you can hang out, wraps around your hand or your wrist.
Right.
Invite someone over and put on all black and just greet them with a snake in your hand and be like, I'm a witch. It would be good.
So snakes are a good accessory pet, not necessarily your main pet. Right. Like people who have a car and a moped. Right. The car is your main mode of transportation. Moped.
Your dog will be your car.
Right.
But sometimes you get a moped snake. A snake moped.
Snake moped. You got a snake in a moped.
That's great.
Yeah.
Actually, I would get a snake and name it Wayne. If you know that reference, you are my people.
Yep.
You know why I would name my snake Wayne?
I do not.
You're my people. In the last 5 years, one of the songs is she's in Ohio, mm-hmm. and she says her roommate is a former stripper and her snake, Wayne.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was laughing.
It's just a funny name for us.
It took me 3 cards to realize it, but all of your rants are structured like an essay. That was the same piece of statement. Like an example.
I can't help it. I
know. That's what you do.
I am.
You are who you are. Let's make this game, but it's really much a Five Below game. It comes in the same sort of box that Five Below games come in. It's a deck of cards that are about poker size. One drawback is no, it didn't bring a timer, but we have a whole set of them that we use.
You can also use your phone.
Yeah, you can also use your phone as a timer, but it came with this. This is probably one of the coolest things that we've ever had included in a game. It's
a great, let's just
yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Just the bell is great. This game is worth the $5 just for the bell. I'm going to be 100%. I don't know how fun this would be at a game night.
Right.
Because making people at a game night talk for a full minute seems intimidating.
Yeah.
But if you're an improviser, this is great for rehearsal. This would be great for a show. I think you could do it. Or all your friends at your game night are improvisers.
Yeah.
Or speech and debaters
Yeah, speech and debaters. Yeah.
something. Yeah, I think this would be fun in the right context.
This is also good for like, you know, we used to have those conversation cards.
Yeah,
But like, you know, you on a date or whatever.
Right.
This is good for that. It's more confrontational, I think, than those date night cards. But it's still good topics. Maybe you both agree you're gonna just eat some queso soup.
maybe you both agree you're both smart and hot. That's the ultimate scenario.
Right? Yeah.
That's the ultimate scenario.
Yeah.
Go out on a date.
Yeah. You're
Oh, we're both smart and also both hot.
Yep.
This is amazing.
Yep.
Also, my pet snake is named Wayne. The box it's a $5.
the vibe of the box.
I'm gonna give these cards. You know what I'm giving these cards? What do they remind you of? I'm giving them a name tag.
Oh, they do the green
Like
outside.
a hello, my name is Nate.
Yeah.
So these cards are,
It's got the little border on it.
yeah, I'm gonna give these cards a name tag at a corporate event that you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Very easy to play.
Really?
We didn't do the digression thing, whatever, but it would be fun if you did that.
Mhm.
And I had a good time. These are some interesting topics.
They were interesting.
Because we've played similar games to this before, but these were very different topics than
Yeah.
we've seen before. So,
Yeah, they're cool. All
all
right.
right.
Yeah, so that was 1 Minute Rant by Solid Loot, available at Five Below. Go out and get that and see their game section at Five Below. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
get into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Now we'd love to hear from you.
You can visit playdatepod.us to watch our videos,
Access our episode library,
find out more about our brand of quality, clean comedy.
and contact us with any questions or comments.
Improvisers love audience suggestions, so make sure you visit playdatepod.us.
And the podcast you just heard was a production of Society Circus Players.
If you like what you heard today, please rate, review, subscribe, and share it with a friend.
And finally, if life's a circus,